Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. We're live with a double watch-along. Champions League. We're going to be watching Manchester City. Well, not really watching. Well, I will be watching, but I will be updating. Liverpool, Atletico Madrid from Anfield. Man City against Club Bruges from the Etihad, and all the other games as well. And I think I might hear people say, "Well, Mark, what's your interest in watching Manchester City play against the team that they should win?" Well, because Manchester United are playing Manchester City on Saturday, so I'm very interested to see, having lost to Crystal Palace, I've got a preview to do for Manchester United versus Man City, and I don't want to be that fan that just goes, Man City are going to annihilate us. They lost to Palace at the weekend, so I'm interested to see what Man City's all about, to be honest with you. Liverpool have gone quite strong in this game as well. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe and all that jazz. But first of all, let's go straight into it. In the group stages, Manchester City have got 6 points. PSG have got 7 points. Club Bruges have got 4 points. I mean, Man City need to win this and then they'll get through the group. I'm sure they will win this. But, you know, there's potentially, if City aren't playing well, there could be a problem. Liverpool have got 9 points from 9. They're in a very strong position. But of more interest, really, Atletico Madrid have only got 4 points. And if they lose this, they'll only have 4 points. Porto have got 5. AC Milan have got 1. AC Milan drew with Porto before. So, I mean, look, Liverpool are in a very strong position, but it is there to be played for. Liverpool line up like this. They've got Alisson in goal, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Tomiskas, Henderson, Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Salah, Jota, Mane. You could argue that's a stronger team that they put out against Atletico Madrid in a game that they're in a group they're already going to win than they did at Old Trafford. Remember, no Mane or Fabinho against United at Old Trafford. Atletico Madrid, Oblak, Jimenez, Felipe, Hermoso, Trippier and Carrasco, Coke, De Paul, Courrier, João Felix and Luis Suarez does actually start this game. So that's the Liverpool team and the Atletico Madrid team. Manchester City, how they're going to line up? Ederson, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Gundogan, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Foden, Grealish. Again, no place for De Bruyne, no place for Sterling, Jesus. I've got to put. This is one of the reasons I'm going to be. I've got Liverpool, Man City. That's my 2 games I've got to watch tonight. But what's going on with Man City? What's going on with Man City, our kid? Did you get me? What's going on like? What's going on with Man City? Why? I never see De Bruyne. I never see De Bruyne playing. What's going on? Is he not a first teamer anymore? Is he being rested? What's going on with him? What's going on with him? I don't know. We will have a half-time chat. We'll do that. But I suppose the bench for Man City probably gives it away. Ruben Diaz is on the bench. De Bruyne is on the bench. But I don't know. I don't really get what's going on with Man City. And maybe some of you can tell me what's going on. Is he just being rested, De Bruyne? Is he having a bad season? I gotta be honest with you. I don't really know. What's going on with him. Do I think Liverpool will get beat tonight, says Brian? I don't think it matters if Liverpool get beat tonight because I think they've got the 9 points from 9 and they'll be okay anyway. But Atletico Madrid, it was quite a close game last time, wasn't it? And I think the red card helped Liverpool. So obviously no Griezmann tonight. How are you doing this evening, Mark? Says Saham. I'm all right, not too bad. I've got a bit of a tickly throat. But apart from that, I just had a Weetabix. I think that might be it. But there we go. Torrens says he looks broken. Who? Suarez. De Bruyne has probably been rested for the United game. I don't know, D1. I just don't know. I don't know. Mark, now that Unai Emery has turned down the Newcastle job, who do you think will get the job? 2-0 Liverpool, 2-1 City. I'm quite surprised Unai Emery's turned that down, to be honest. The money that would be involved in that to go and do that. I just wonder whether Unai Emery's quite a clever guy and just thought, you know what? That job is always going to end in the sack, and it's a difficult job. So, I mean, as I said, I think that Newcastle, by the time they can buy a player, could be on like 15 points max. That means they've got to get 25 points from the second half of the season. So, it's and they can't just go and pull out a manager out the hat, can they? So, I don't know. I think Eddie Howe is the favourite now, isn't he? But as I said, I would have gone with Gerrard or Lampard if they fancied it, someone like that. And Brian, I agree with Brian Nash. I mean, get your chats in. He says Emery's smart. He doesn't want to be the first with those new owners. And I think that's probably what he's thinking about. Yeah, you can get a lot of money, but what does it do for your career? He's probably onto a better thing with Villarreal and more settled. I don't know. Thoughts on Varane ruled out for Man City, Mark, says Crazy Troller. Well, funnily enough, I did just put a tweet out basically saying that you know, Manchester United's medical department and managerial team needs to take a long, hard look at itself, because Maguire's been rushed back. I think Varane was definitely rushed back, and we did it with Rashford for the last 18 months. I mean, it's just it's not really acceptable, is it? So I think that you know, obviously we're going to be a weaker team without Varane in it, but you know, what jump to say? It is what it is, isn't it? You know, pardon the cliche, but it is. Why United medical staff rush players to play? Says well, you'll never get the truth. The medical staff might be saying they're not quite ready to play. The player might be saying, I'll play, and Ollie's like, I'll play you. But, you know, you look at how Eric Bailly played last night, and you think, well, if we'd played Bailly against Leicester, could he have been as bad as an unfit Harry Maguire? And the answer is no. Just had a thought. I just want to run this thought by you. Where's Grealish tonight? Does anyone know where Grealish is tonight? I've just remembered that he plays. Oh, he's starting on the left. Didn't notice that. Grealish, Foden and Mahrez as their front three. But I mean, look, Man City have got an embarrassment of riches, haven't they? When you look at the players that they've got to choose from. And look, Manchester United have got some good players, but the way Pep can utilise Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Foden, Grealish, and still have on the bench Sterling, De Bruyne, Jesus, and obviously Ferran Torres is out for a long time now, but they've just got so many quality players. It's going to be a very interesting derby at the weekend. I am looking forward to it because I like the big games, but I'm also like, God, I just don't know what to expect. Although what I would say is I think people are expecting Man City to just smash United. It never really works out like that, though, does it? I know 100% it will never happen with Ollie, but what would your view on Varane and Tuanzebe as a centre pairing for United would be, says John? I'd like that. I don't really know. I don't really know. I don't really have an answer for that. Quite unusual for me to say that, but I don't really have an answer. I think Tuanzebe should have been given a chance last season and he didn't get it. What's the state of the groups? Do Liverpool qualify top if they win this game with 2 games to spare? They will do. That's a very good point from AS. Thank you for the super chats. You can do that through the $ if you want to. Also, let's have some ideas for half-time chat. But yeah, Liverpool would have 12 points if they win this game, and they would be 7 points clear of Porto in second place. So 2 games to go. Yes, they would be top of the group with 2 games to spare, which is what Klopp, I'm sure, will be motivated by. My predictions, I'm going to say Man City to win 3-0. And I'm going to say Liverpool to win it 2-1. So I'll go with that. They'll also qualify if they draw, says Britain. Laugh out loud. Well, they'll qualify, but they won't qualify top of the group, yeah. Best Christmas film for halftime talk. God, people are getting... I've seen this a couple of times today. People are getting proper into the Christmas mood, aren't they? They're like, ooh, Christmas. And I'm like, it's the 3rd of November. So... I am like, you know. Hey Mark, do you think that Ollie plays Maguire and has him as the team captain because of his price tag? The amount of times he basically begged for help from Eric Bailly at the back was shocking, says Akil. You know what? I'm happy to have the chat about Harry Maguire because I think it's a chat that doesn't really belong on the United stand, even though he's a United player, because I think with Harry Maguire, we will have people watching this show who are not United fans, and I think that's where you find the truth. I said this afternoon, I don't know whether people believe this, or agree with this, sorry. I think that Harry Maguire is a decent centre-back. He will never be Van Dijk or Ruben Diaz or Varane or Ramos. He's never going to be that. Never. And remember, he's 28, so he's not got potential. He's 27 or 28 now. So we spent £80 million on a player that's not an £80 million player. But he's not Phil Jones, you know, he's not Titus Bramble, he's not useless. He's a decent centre-back when he's on form. But he's not a United captain, and he's not one of the best centre-backs in the world, and he never will be. He's got serious flaws to his game, i.e., if he gets in a foot race, he's in trouble. If Raheem Sterling's running at him with close ball control, or Salah, he's in trouble. It's not just speed, it's people who are tricky. So, you know... Tell me a weakness that Van Dijk's got. Well, Van Dijk's got a weakness. You can skin him. Anybody can be skinned. But Van Dijk's all-round game. He's got speed, strength, ability on the ball, ability in the air. He's strong. But Maguire is a good centre-back, a decent centre-back, but we paid the money we paid Leicester for Maguire, to this day makes my head spin. And it's not Maguire's fault. It's not his fault at all, but we overpaid by at least 30 million. So that's always the problem with him. When you're an 80 million pound player, I mean, at least it's a story you can tell when he's retired. I was an 80 million pound centre back, because when you're retired, that becomes a big thing, because people will forget what he was like as a player and go, wow. Ollie going to play McFred regardless? Yes, they'll definitely play Nate against Liverpool. Hey Mark, do you think Ollie have done that one as well? Thanks, good question anyway, thank you very much. We're getting close to the start of the game here, so make sure you smash a like on video, and please do subscribe. I don't know what we're doing for subscribers, but we are on the road to 600,000, which I'm talking about Christmas. I'm hoping we can hit 600,000 subscribers on the channel by Christmas, so make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, get involved with the channel. You're very welcome. This channel is for everybody, as you know, and you're very, very welcome on it. So I've got Man City on the little screen, and I've got Liverpool on the big screen, so we'll keep you up to date with what's going on. That's unfortunate, Alice. You literally just saw it and blocked you. You know. Hi Mark, Derby scoring system prediction. Don't care, Gaurav. Literally don't care about Derby. I mean, I've you know, the mind boggles. There's been some right turbo twats on Twitter tonight saying that we should drop De Gea. Probably the same people who think if we sack Ollie, we should give Rooney a chance. Turbo twats. Anyway, let me just get this going. Club Bruges, Man City. Liverpool, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid playing in blue, and Liverpool playing in red. Oh, no, sorry. I've started the timer on the wrong game. Run. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Always better, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Manchester derby. I mean, it's an opportunity for United to really just try and salvage something, isn't it? So, okay, we're up and running in the Liverpool game. Ollie saying United won because of karma, says Rohan. What? We need more than that. Will you have any Goldbridge Christmas jumpers for sale? Saw a nice one in your Cooking with Goldbridge show. Yes, Jodie. I'm tempted to do a little bit of a nice thing for you, Jodie, here. Oh, yeah, I'm married. Don't worry about that. Although it doesn't stop some people. They're the worst. Let me see if I can find it. That is interesting. I'll get them added to the page. I don't know why they're not there. But we do need to get them added in, definitely. Maybe they take them down because it's Christmas. Not Christmas. As a Liverpool fan, I wanted to sign more players in January. But then again, I'm pleased with our performance so far, says Envy. Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously we're watching European football here, so it's a little bit different. But I think in relation to Liverpool, I wouldn't be too worried about that Brighton result. I know City went to Brighton and beat them, and then Brighton went to you and got a draw. So that's the level Liverpool fans will be looking at and going, why couldn't we beat Brighton at Anfield? But City beat them at Brighton. But if Mane's goal hadn't been ruled out, you'd been 3-0 and it would have been game over. Brighton are a good team, and they'll take points off other good teams, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. And obviously Man City lost at home to Palace and you beat Palace, so it swings and roundabouts, that's what I'm trying to say. It's going to be very interesting, the title race. Tuchel's a very interesting coach, isn't he? Chelsea have sort of opened up a bit of a gap at the start, at the top. I know they've got home to Burnley on Saturday, so expect them to get another 3 points, which will give them the lead into the international break. I think it's going to be a very interesting title race between Chelsea and Liverpool, and maybe Man City. I mean, I say maybe Man City. Every time I write them off, they fall away. But if they lose to Man United at the weekend, which I know I'm in the minority thinking that could actually happen, but if they did lose to Manchester United at the weekend, they'd be on 20 points. I'd imagine Liverpool will win their game, so they'd be 5 points clear of City, and Chelsea would be 8 points clear of City, and that's quite a big gap for teams that you know are going to be there or thereabouts in May. So Man City desperately need to beat United on Saturday. They really do. And I think Liverpool play on Sunday away to West Ham. I mean, look, watch-alongs for the weekend. Obviously, I'm going to do Man United, Man City on the United stand, but on Sunday afternoon on this channel, I will be doing West Ham against Liverpool. I was thinking about doing Everton against Spurs, but the televised game is Arsenal-Watford, which I don't really want to do. So I could do a double watch-along, I suppose. We'll see. But Atletico Madrid are on the attack here. Nice ball to the back post. May as well hit it, Carrasco. Decided not to. Ends up in the keeper's arms. Keeper's arms always makes me think of a pub. If I ever have a pub, I'm going to call it the Keeper's Arms. And I have a picture of De Gea with 2 pints. Or just put myself in a goalkeeping kit. How do I apply to be a mod on the United stand or Twitch, please, says Steve Cullen. I don't really know, mate. You normally get recommend. I don't have anything to do with it, Steve. It's the mods who recommend it. There's a mod group of which I'm part of, but I just get referred people who they think are good from the community. So you need to befriend the mods. Mark, please start doing FPL videos, says Super Duper. I mean, I can do. I could. You know what I could do? The genius thing is I could do it. You know. Yeah, come on. Let's do it, man. Yeah, come on. Let's do it. Yeah. Come on, baby. Yeah. Let's do it. Fancy Premier League. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Thanks everyone who's watching anyway. It's going to be one of those sort of shows. Still 0-0 in both games at the moment. What about... Just actually, a couple of things just while we're at the start of the game. So so West Ham Liverpool is my watch along on Sunday. That's the next watch along we're going to do. I'll have the Premier League preview show on here on Friday as normal. And on top of that, there's a new video coming out on the Mark Goldbridge channel tomorrow as well. It's overtime. It's been a while since I did one, a couple of weeks. But on this channel, on the middle Saturday of the international break, a big decision has been made. Every November international break for the last 3 years, I've done an all-day stream raising money for charity, cancer and serious illness, terminal illness actually. So a week on Saturday I will be doing that on this channel. So you know, if you've not got nothing on, or you can come on for a couple of hours. I do all sorts of stuff. I don't strip. I draw the line at that. So no one needs to suffer that. But I do a bit of gaming and other stuff like that. So get involved in that. And as well, if you enjoyed my Grand Theft Auto streams at the start of the year, where I basically just played through Grand Theft Auto 5 on career mode or whatever, story mode, there's a trilogy of the original Grand Theft Auto, well not the originals, but 3, Vice City and another one, being re-released, remastered. So I'm going to do them as well on Twitch very soon. So lots to get involved in. I'll do a bit of Fall Guys on the charity stream. I'm actually going to put a tweet out next week, and you can all vote. In fact, I'll put it on the community tabs of this channel as well. Any sort of games or shout-outs you want me to do, I'll do that as well. Might even do a film watch-along, but we'll do a bit of Fall Guys, yeah. Happy Diwali! Always liked Diwali, Goham. If you are celebrating Diwali, the Festival of Light, not the Stadium of Light, that's something very different. That's in Benfica, and I think bloody Sunderland tried to do it as well. The Festival of Light, Diwali, isn't it? I know this because I grew up not too far away from Leicester. There's a large Indian community in Leicester, and we knew all about Diwali. People in our class who celebrated it used to bring in sweets and stuff. Not Haribos, like Indian sweets and a nice curry and stuff like that, just to show us about their culture. Lovely stuff. Apparently it's tomorrow. Who knew? But well done. Leipzig are winning 1-0 as well. Bonfire night on Friday night, if you celebrate that. I don't know whether anybody actually celebrates it. It's more of an event. But fireworks, a fire, an arsonist's wet dream. Can you say that? Hi Mark, have you ever considered starting an OnlyFans? What would I do, Akil? What would I do on an OnlyFans? Viva Ronaldo. I don't think I used to like curry at that age anyway. I probably would have been a primary school kid. And when someone brings a curry in and you... Although my kids like curry, I don't think... I was a bit of a fussy eater growing up. I was on about this the other day. I used to eat vegetables, like... And I would actually heave. Like, you know when they'd say eat your carrots? I'd put it in my mouth and it would... I'd physically go... Ugh! Like, ridiculous that is. I love carrots now, me. How's your day? Says CJ. It's good, mate. Hope yours is all right as well. What's my opinion about the Zinedine Zidane rumours? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Hey, is any talking about Christmas? One of my favourite Christmas films is Home Alone. Oh, Man City had a bit of a chance there. And have you seen that Lego set they've done for the Home Alone house? Oh, it looks amazing. Absolutely. It looks absolutely incredible, Mark. I'd love to be playing with Kevin in that house. Gary, get out. I think I meant the Lego, Mark. Will Donny and Sancho get any minutes in the next month? I don't know, Salah, because I'm not the manager. And I don't think he does. Have you seen Dune, new Star Wars, perfect film, says Eric. I was meant to go and see it tomorrow. I read the book. I was meant to go and see it tomorrow, but I can't now. Thanks for all the content, says Mackenzie. Yeah, I've had a good day today, actually. My FIFA career mode went quite well. I've only done one stream on the United stand today, which is a bit weird for me, but it actually, because I've been busy doing some other stuff. It's been quite a different day. You know, I love doing the United stand, but sometimes I'm doing 3 videos a day, and today I've only done one. So, and then I've come onto this, and I'm actually quite refreshed for streaming, which is different. I normally come onto the 8 o'clock show, and I'm like, I enjoy it, but I'm tired, but I feel quite refreshed tonight. Would you consider playing F1 2021 or a watch-along, says Mark Noble? I'd love to do Formula 1 watch-alongs, Mark, but it just doesn't work. Is Atletico Madrid on the attack? I tell you what, the Liverpool Atletico Madrid game has probably been more Atletico Madrid on the attack, to be fair. Liverpool are sitting in a bit. But Club Bruges have got a corner here as well. I always think Man City are a bit of a weakness on crosses. They're not particularly big, are they? That might be something that Ronaldo or Maguire could benefit from. Another super chat here from Joshua Bowwater. Hello, Joshua. He says, a controversial hypothetical. If Klopp or Pep came out tomorrow saying they want the United job, would you take them? Yes. Yeah. Notice there was no hesitation there. If you'd asked me that question 5 years ago, I'd have been having an argument with myself. 5 years ago, Goldbridge would have been going, "You fucking idiot. You're a bloody idiot. You never take rival managers. What's become of you?" And then I'd be saying, mate, you want to see the next 5 years. You want to see what's going to happen to this football club. Do you want to win? No, shut up moaning. Do you want to win? Oh, you should never take a rival. Never take a rival's manager. Do you want to win? Well, of course I do. Well, that's it. That's it. It's as simple as that. United have never been in such a terrible position. Awful ownership, awful coaching. The winning mentality is gone. If Klopp or Pep became available, I would take them. Because for one, they'd be leaving Liverpool or Man City to come to us. A bit like Van Persie left Arsenal. And for two, they're two of the best managers in the world. So, there we go. Oh, cross comes in. Well overhit by Atletico Madrid. Leipzig have missed the penalty. I'd bloody love PSG to lose, you know. I would love it if PSG lose, because what if PSG sack Poch? Tell you what, here's a little tip for you. PSG sack Pochettino and he's the new United manager by mid-November. Oh, Mane's on the break and doesn't quite get away with it. But it's interesting in that group because PSG, Leipzig are 1-0 up. If Leipzig win, they only go up to 3 points and PSG have got 7. So it'd be hard for Leipzig to even catch PSG. Even if PSG lost every other game, it would be hard for them to catch them. And it's a goal for Liverpool. It's Jota. Jota, write that down in your Jota, because it is Jota. And it's 1-0. Cross came in, slightly against the run of the play, and that's the danger of Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's a fantastic cross. I need to say it's a fantastic cross. I'm crossing my legs and I'm crossing my fingers that it was a great cross. Let's just see this back. Comes to Trent. No, it's not even Trent who puts the cross in. It is Trent who puts the cross in. It's a delightful cross. I'll tell you what, it's a lovely cross. It is a lovely cross by Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, look, I think if you combined, I've said this many a time, if you could combine Margot Robbie with the no, I'm only joking. If you could combine Aaron Wan-Bissaka with Trent Alexander-Arnold, you would have the world's best right back. Defensively superb, offensively brilliant. I mean, he's such a good crosser of the ball. Oh, nearly a great finish by Man City as well. I think it was Grealish. Played him in. He took it early. It wasn't Grealish. I think it was Cancelo, actually. I need to see that back again. But he's hit the post. Sort of running in from the left-hand side before he hits the box. Keeper comes out a little bit and he curls it over the top of him and hits the post. And that keeper's just made another save there. Mahrez knocks it wide. Here we go again. Cancelo. Goal! That is a goal for Man City. And it's Phil Foden who makes it 1-0. It was coming from City. Oh, it was coming. I don't know who it was who hit the post, but it's a goal for City. Foden, or is it? What's going on here? Yellow card for a Liverpool player. It's all going off a little bit here, but it's lovely play by City. I mean, it's just the way they keep this going. There's a great save from Foden in the first place. Mahrez keeps it going, knocks it wide to Cancelo, who whips the cross in. They're all onside. Yeah, he's onside. Left back's bloody playing him on. And it's a tap in for Foden. The sort of goal you could see United conceding at the weekend, actually. Not picking up their men. But City are 1-0 up. I've not changed the score on either game. You're a twat, Goldbridge. You're a twat. Yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on City tonight because we're playing them at the weekend, as you know. But quote, both goals for English clubs in close succession. Lovely cross by Trent Alexander-Arnold, says Park. I hope we get a few goals tonight. Who do you prefer, Zidane or Pochettino? Also, whose career would you rather have, Harry Maguire or Phil Jones? Hector, I'd rather have Phil Jones' career. He's played in a Euros final. Not Phil Jones. I'd rather have Harry Maguire's career because although Phil Jones has won things, Harry Maguire has played more football. I think that must be a horrible thing for Phil Jones. Yes, he's earned a lot of money, but you're only here once. You can't take your money with you. People talk about Phil Jones, and look, it's a bit of banter. Life's here for a bit. We're not here for a long time. May as well try and have a good time. So having a bit of banter's fine. But Phil Jones can earn all the money in the world, but he's he's hardly played any bloody football, has he? And that must be very difficult. I think it's always very difficult when you're like. Phil Jones has been injured for most of his... Ooh, good chance for Club Bruges there. Good save by Edison. Goal for Club Bruges. It's 1-1. It's like Pinball Wizard in the Man City box. It was a great chance for Club Bruges. And Edison made a good save. Then the cross came back in and it pinged around off some Man City player and ended up in the back of the net. It's 1-1. Club Bruges have got a goal. And this just shows you the vulnerability of Manchester City at the back at the moment. Cross comes in. Terrible defensive play. Well, I tell you what. City's defence is terrible. It really is. But it's 1-1. It is a bad defence. And it's 1-1. Lots going on. I'll come back to that Pochettino Zidane question in a minute, but goals are flying in. Right, we've got that all to go. So it's 1-1. Club Bruges have scored. Stone's own goal. Pebbles. They're leaking like a broken tap. Ruben Diaz is not even on the pitch, so he hasn't. Neither's De Bruyne, so I don't know. I presume that's just resting players, but lots of action going on. I'm enjoying this, to be fair. What was that super chat about? Zidane and Pochettino. Don't want Poch, Mark. Don't think he can manage a star-studded team. PSG are massively underperforming him, and he lost the players at Spurs. To say, I want Zidane at Manchester United. I don't think they'll get Zidane because I don't think they're capable of getting a manager of that quality. But I would like Zidane at Manchester United. Obviously, I would take Pochettino over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I've never been massively into Pochettino as the great solver of United's issues. I mean, he might be, and I would certainly back him. I don't have a problem with Pochettino, but I'm not obsessed with him like some people are. I think that, he's not really a winner, is he? And people act like he's the big hope. And maybe that ship sailed as well. I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago we should have gone for Poch. Not now. Lindelof Bay combo for the derby, says Breen. He won't drop Mark Maguire though, will he? I'd go for Zidane. And I think the interesting thing about Zidane is that a lot of people, Ten Hag all day, every day. What's that based upon? K Slater. Oh, he's done well in the Champions League. So there's loads of players that have done well in the Champions League that don't necessarily transpire to being Premier League players. I'm as worried about Ten Hag as I would be about Pochettino. I'm like, it's a bit of a shot in the dark. Again, I would massively take him over Ollie. For me, the number one is Zidane. I said it after Mourinho. I wanted Zidane after Mourinho. I want Zidane now. Zidane's the man for me, but I don't think we'll get him. And I could be completely wrong. I said Van Dijk was the Dutch Chris Smalling when they bought him. So I have been wrong in the past. I was bang on about Bruno, but I do think I think Zidane's perfect for United because he demands respect, and people could say, well, Ollie demands respect as a player, but he wasn't Zinedine Zidane, and Zinedine Zidane has won things as well, 3 Champions Leagues. But I actually think more impressive was coming back and winning La Liga without Ronaldo in that Real Madrid side. I think he's a fantastic coach, and people say he's a French Ollie. I actually was in an argument. David Lee's just said it. Zidane equals Ollie. David Lee equals idiot. Do you realise what a prat? Another turbo prat in the chat, actually. Zidane equals Ollie. You genuinely think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have gone to Real Madrid and won 3 Champions Leagues in a row? Or a La Liga? Come on. Put some respect on Zidane's name. The one thing I would say about Zidane is he's got bloody good coaches that he works with because, you could... I think Ollie's the prime example that it's 2-0, Mane. Another cross from Trent, another goal for Mane. And it's Atletico Madrid are being put to the sword here. I didn't quite expect it to go that way. But Atletico Madrid are in big trouble now. 2-0 down with 11 men on the pitch. PSG have equalised as well. Suarez is furious, but Mane has made it 2-0 here. 2-0. For Liverpool. And it just shows you the quality of the Prem. Liverpool really struggled. Well, they didn't struggle, but Brighton gave Liverpool a really good game on Saturday, and Atletico Madrid can't. It just shows you the quality of the Premier League and why it's the best. But it is another assist for Trent Alexander-Arnold here. Mane gets it to Henderson. Trent fires it across, and it's into the perfect area, and Mane's there to just tap it away. What Trent does really well is he just targets an area with his cross. And Peter Woodward says, what a pass from Trent. It is. He's just putting it into a certain area all the time, and he's so accurate with it. He's not really targeting a player. He's targeting an area. And as a player, if you know a player's going to target that area, then you can attack it. Simple as that. 1-1 PSG. But yeah, what I was saying there about Ollie is that anybody who has a pop at Zidane and says, oh, he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row because he had Ronaldo and Casemiro and Modric and everybody else and Varane and Ramos. Well, Ollie's a prime example of a manager that, you can have the best players in the world and still play crap football. Should have been 3-0 there. Oxlade-Chamberlain just putting it wide. Saka says that Liverpool are too good for anyone. They just drew with Brighton at the weekend, mate. I am so glad for your watch-alongs. The commentary in the USA is abysmal, says Gergo. Thanks for the super chat, pal. I think Liverpool are very good, and but for me, I look at this from what I've been saying for a long time. Premier League shits all over La Liga again. It's very obvious, isn't it? In fact, I've just put a tweet out that will catch the La Liga merchants. Money down the wing, here United sing. Viva Ronaldo. It was almost 3-0. It was a good shot by Atletico Chamberlain. I'm just going to turn my attention to the Man City game for a minute or two. Ronaldo has scored for PSG, by the way. Who's better, Ronaldo or Messi, says Yo Tommy. Without wanting to get clipped, I don't really like to do the debate, but I would take Ronaldo every time of the week. I think I've always explained it in this way. Lionel Messi is the better talent. Messi is a God-given talent. He is the better footballer. But Ronaldo is the talent who's worked on it and, you know, dedicated himself to the game to make himself even be in the same argument as Messi. Which player would I rather have in my team? Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo's playing in a shit United team and he's scoring goals like he did against Atlanta with the header, the volley against Spurs, the finish yesterday. He's already scored 3, maybe 4 world-class goals for United already. Because to score for United, you have to score goals like that because you don't get very many chances. What's Messi doing at PSG in a much worse league with people like Neymar and Mbappe and everyone like that? He should be scoring a hat-trick every week. So I just think, I'm not saying Ronaldo's better, but Ronaldo is better at getting... He just delivers, Ronaldo. It doesn't matter. You know, you can play in a shite United team and he'll deliver. So I would always choose Ronaldo because he's just my... As a manager, I would choose Ronaldo, but I would agree that Messi's the better talent. So it's either or, isn't it? You know, but Ronaldo's ability to deliver is just unbelievable. You know, unbelievable. He's just so good. Evening, Mark. Hope you and your family are well, but would you agree Reece James is the best right back in the world? I think he's playing absolutely fantastically well at the moment, Orsh. He's always had that ability, even when he was on loan at Wigan, to finish amazingly well. And of course, I think one of the things about Ronaldo is the ability to reinvent himself. When he went against Messi at the start, it was winger. He was a winger. He was a wide forward. Now he's the best number 9 in the world. So, you know, he's just a fantastic player. And, you know, you can dislike Ronaldo, but you can never discredit his ability. And I think the second goal he scored for United last night is just pure evidence that you should never discount the player, because that was out of nothing. That was out of nothing, and he put it in the one place. I mean, it's just unbelievable goal. And I've seen Messi do that with free kicks as well. So, you know, I'm not going to say... And I've seen Messi score unbelievable goals. They are both amazing players. And I don't actually like the debate. I just think we're so blessed to have both players, and time's running out on both. But that goal he scored last night... He's got no right to score that goal. He's probably one of the only players in the world with Messi who can score that sort of a goal, to be fair. It was just unbelievable. Lewandowski's better than Ronaldo. Different types of players. Lewandowski plays in a worse league, in a better side, and gets more chances. You know, for me, Lewandowski's playing golf while Ronaldo's out there, you know, doing the bins. Top bins. Favourite non-United player, Young. Favourite non-United player. What's your favourite non-United player, chat? Still 1-1 in the Man City game. Favourite non-United player? Why does it not come to mind? I can't really think of somebody that's a favourite non-United player. I mean, I appreciate Messi. I don't mind Neymar when he's not pissing about on the floor. Oddly, I do like Salah. I just don't. He plays for Liverpool. That's the big turn-off. But I think he's a fantastic footballer. Again, I don't mind De Bruyne, but he plays for Man City. I used to really like Grealish in the Premier League, but again, he plays for City now, so that sort of diluted it a bit. I don't really know. I don't think I really have a favourite player who doesn't play for United. There's none that spring to mind. I do like just watching football, though. I think I view football in a way very differently to how I did 20 years ago, where because United were the best team and we win everything, I was so arrogant. I had no time for anybody else. We're the best. Why do we need to look at the rest? And then I think since United have been shit, the one benefit, I suppose, is that it's made me see football in a more accommodating way, where I appreciate teams that are not United because they are good teams, you know. Top 5 prediction for the Prems, says Fraddy. Wow, that's a very good question. I think Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool will be top 3, definitely. I would put United in the top 5. I still think United will get 4th because it's going to be very hard for an Arsenal, a West Ham, a Leicester, a Spurs to get 4th place because, you know, West Ham, if they lose Antonio or Declan Rice, I think they will drop points. Leicester, as we've seen already, can drop points. And Arsenal, I think the problem is when you're an Arsenal or a Spurs or a Leicester or a West Ham, or lovely play by Salah, it's not, you know, it's when they're playing the Brightons and the Wolves and teams like that, they're very difficult games for them, so I can see them dropping points more than United. Ronaldo and Messi, but I do think Arsenal finish 5th. Ronaldo and Messi better than Pele, Maradona. Well, Matt Hancock's, I don't know. Maradona, for me, I saw enough of Maradona to say I think he's one of the best players I've ever seen. So I would put Maradona above Messi and Ronaldo. Pele, I never bloody watched him, so I don't know. Liverpool fans are singing Ollie's at the wheel, says Mike. Good. I hope they keep doing it because it's more embarrassment, isn't it? We might bloody sack him then. Favourite Oasis song, says Jamie? Oh, it changes all the time. I tell you, I was listening to some old CDs today. I was listening to Suede coming up, good album that is, and David Gray, White Ladder. If you're Irish, you'll know. But no, my favourite Oasis song changes all the time. We've only had half an hour in this. It feels like we've had a lot longer because we had a lot of goals. We've had it's 4 goals already. A good question here from Liam, who's a Liverpool fan. He says, I'm like what you do, I'm a Liverpool fan. Try to think before you laugh at this, but how do you think mid-Prem teams would do against teams like Atletico, i.e. Brighton gave us much more of a game? But I'm not going to laugh about that, mate, because as I've said many times before, obviously I'm a Manchester United fan, but I'm also proud of the fact that we've got the best league in the world. You know, for a lot of my life, we haven't had the best league in the world. Every now and again, we've sort of gone, have we? Maybe we have. You know, we've had English winners of the Champions League. But, you know, when I was younger, I think Serie A was the best league in the world. And then for a lot of my life, it's the La Liga's been the best league in the world. So we've got the best league in the world at the moment. But the thing is, I don't think we've got. I think we've got the best league in the world by a lot. I don't think anyone's anywhere near us. I mean, look at the problems that Real Madrid and Barcelona have got. Atletico Madrid are La Liga champions. Chelsea knocked them out last year before the quarterfinals, and Liverpool have beat them home and away comfortably. So I think that, you know, Brighton, West Ham, Arsenal, would they beat Atletico Madrid? I don't know. I don't know whether they would, but I think they'd give them a good game. Now, considering that that's a team that's probably 7th, 8th, 9th in the Premier League against the best team in La Liga, giving him a game, that just shows you the depth of quality that the Premier League's got, because Man City, Chelsea and Liverpool are going to beat any La Liga team comfortably. I can't put United in there, obviously. Would it be okay if your kids did not support Man United? Do all kids in England follow their dad's team, says Grealish? Well, I don't know about that, Grealish. I don't know about that, but it won't happen is all I can say. It's nothing to do with forcing your kids to support a team, but they won't support Liverpool or Chelsea or Arsenal or anyone like that. It just won't happen, because they're educated in the right way from a very early age about Manchester United, and these kits appear at Christmas and birthday strategically, and YouTube videos of United great goals is on constant loop in the living room. It's just all subliminal convincing of what team they need to support. Mark, thoughts on Benzema this season? Rahul, you know what? I think the praise that Benzema's getting now is great, because I think he's been an underappreciated striker for a long time. Now there is no Ronaldo at that club. He's such a, he's appreciated a lot more, but he's always been a very, very, very underrated player. I say underrated. I remember like years and years ago, I thought if Arsenal remember when Arsenal always had a good team but not a good striker, and then they finally got Aubameyang. It's like, I think he would have been great at Arsenal in the, maybe was it 10 years ago, and I remember United getting linked to him, and he would have been a good striker for us as well. It's a shame he never played in the Premier League, because I think his game suits the Premier League really, really well. Such a hard worker, high intensity striker. Who's saying at the moment match will be live? I don't know what that's all about, Griffin. Where do you think Atletico Madrid would finish if they were in the Prem, says Shay? 5th, 6th, 4th, somewhere around there. Yeah, I mean, they've got some really good players and they've got a good coach, so I think they'd be sort of 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere around that. Same as Barcelona and Real Madrid, 4th, 5th, 6th maybe. Zidane is stratosphere above Oli. He kept changing formation with Madrid and still won 3 seasons, so he knew what he was doing, unlike Oli, says Naman. And Mark, who do you think will win Player of the Season? Spurs for the win. Probably Salah. This is encouraging from United's point of view, though. Man City are 1-1 against Bruges, and they're certainly not dominating them. And I think that, United have got to take some positivity out of that. Ricky's going to go mad if he learns Bay had an amazing game. Oh, he watched it, Red Baron. He just didn't mention Bay. And hi, Mark. First super chat says, Smam, thank you very much. Thank you for all the shows. What tactics changes would Poch make, and who will stay and who will go? Thank you very much. Well, I don't know why people are talking about Poch, because he won't come to Manchester United. But my memory of Poch is that, again, he doesn't really play with wide players, does he? Himanshu says Club Bruges have got a better coach than Oli. I don't think Man City look that good. Red card, is it? Felipe? No, yellow card. I thought he was going to give him a red there. Well, Atletico Madrid are making a big meal of this. Is it a second yellow or what? He held up a yellow. No, he's given a red. He held up a yellow. What's going on here? Why is that a red then? I'm a little bit. I'm just a little bit. How is that a straight red? I'm a little bit. Am I missing something? I'm gonna have to tweet this. Simeone's trying to get him to calm down. Sent him off for ignoring him. Oh, okay. Petulant, Stain Grayson. I mean, you know what I'd say to that? Swivel on it, and then I would get a red card, because you can't be sending people off for, you know, petulance in a game of this enormity, can you? I'd have to see it back again. I mean, look, from where I saw it, it's a deliberate trip, but Mane's got further to, you know, he's closer to bloody Goodison Park than he is the goal there. He's in his own half, so he's quick, but I mean, Liverpool are 2-0 up. It just ruins the game, doesn't it? I'm not. Josh says the ref has got balls. I mean, from a Liverpool fan point of view, I mean, I suppose you always, you know, but you've got 9 points. You're 2-0 up. Surely you want to play a team with 11 players. But then you're probably thinking about the weekend, I suppose. But it's yeah, we got sent off for dissent. I just think referees can do one in that sense. You know, sending people off for dissent. Well, surely if he's been sent off for dissent, surely you go yellow, then yellow again. But Salah's in here. Could be a cricket score for Liverpool, this. Well, I did tweet, how's that a red? Kept walking away after the referee whistled to him 3 times. It was a foul, and then the player ignored the ref. So thanks everyone on Twitter. But I just couldn't understand why it was a straight red. And I think in a game of this magnitude, you just don't want. You just don't want. I like to see 11 against 11. Dave Manalborn is an underrated musician. Opinion, says Matt Hancock. Yeah, I love. There's some really good songs by Dave Manalborn. I'm quite a big fan of the Blur, actually, or the Blur. Would PSG win the Premier League? I don't think they would. No. I think they'd be top 4, but I don't think they'd win it. Pathetic red card, says Elvind. And City nearly made it 2-1 there. Gundogan at the front post. Please subscribe, by the way. I've not asked anyone to do that. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We're on the road to 600,000, and we've currently got. Club Bruges have played quite well, and I might put Man City on the big screen actually, second half, because the Liverpool game's a bit. Would you consider making a Christmas song, says AH? Only if somebody paid me loads of money to do it. Because I'm a Scrooge. They'd have to write it as well. There you go. We're only 30 subscribers away from 575,000. So please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, Salah with the shot, and it nearly went in the bottom right hand corner, but it was a good save by Oblak. But please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're 35 subscribers away from 575,000. Everybody's welcome on this channel, of course. Our next watch along is going to be Liverpool against West Ham on Sunday afternoon. Of course, we're into another international break then as well. The last one until March. Another good save by Oblak. Cross came in. Jota got on the end of that one. PSG have gone 2-1 up. Pochettino's not getting the sack then. I disagree with the red card, by the way. I don't care if it's a Liverpool player or an Atletico Madrid player. Referees sending people off because a player's not come back to them. It's just... Yeah, it's a game of fucking football, mate. You're not in the army. Swivel on it. I'd say that to him as well as I walked off the pitch. I'd say, you're not in the bloody army, you knobhead. Swivel on it, you failed footballer. And your hair's crap. Refs ruined the game, really. Liverpool were going to win this anyway, but I just don't like it when it's down to 10 men. Felipe for Atletico Madrid got the red card because basically he tripped Mane up. It would have been a yellow card. And then he kept on running and the referee was like, listen to me. I'm relevant. I'm relevant. Ref. Oh, he's not coming back to me. Red card. Red card. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. Just a German Michael Oliver. Bet his mum does his hair. Referees. Failed footballers who want to be relevant. Liverpool crossed the ball a lot. Wish United did that. Oh, Matthew, I love that. I mean, I don't love Liverpool, but I love the cross into the box. I said this a few years ago, and it was a video I did about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember what it was entitled, but it was basically saying that Liverpool remind me of, I think Klopp's the closest thing to Sir Alex in the way that he plays football. They were scoring a lot of late goals at the time. Their fullbacks were putting a lot of crosses in. I mean, Liverpool fans probably don't want to hear that, but then again, maybe they do because United dominated for so long under Sir Alex. But yeah, they do play the closest I've seen to Sir Alex Ferguson's football. I don't know whether that's deliberate by Klopp or just coincidence, but they get their fullbacks forward, they get crosses into the box. They press, they play risky football. Did you posh Spice? Says Paris Summer. No, I was only a kid. Is the ref called Kevin Friend? Says David Johnson. Do you like jazz? Says Jack Dawkins. Not really. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm not really into heavy metal either. Apparently he did an insulting gesture to the ref. What, like that? What starting lineup would Zidane have at United? Says Comes. Look. Oh, just shot wide by Liverpool there. I don't know what the starting lineup would be because he's not the manager and I don't want to start talking about things that aren't going to happen. But I wish it bloody did happen. But, you know. Oh, here we go. They're showing it again now. Seems a little bit weird. I mean, it's half-time in the City game, by the way. It does seem a little bit weird. From what they've shown on the TV there, he stood looking at the referee. He just won't come to him. But thing is, if you've played football at any level, people tell the ref to F off all the time. You know, you shouldn't do it, but you do it. Referees can always hide behind the fact, oh, they swore at me and this, that and the other. Refs get sworn at loads of times at all levels. Whether it should happen or not, it's a competitive sport. Any advice on meeting girls, bearing in mind I'm 17, says Will. Not from me. Maybe the chat can help you. It's a long time since I've been out of action. Out looking for action, sorry. Simeone won't like this. Refs are praps, yeah. It's what do they call it? It's high opinions of themselves. They think that, well, they are the boss, aren't they? But the power goes to their head. You know, then your job is to make the game entertaining. Like, there's millions of people watching the game. With great power becomes great responsibility. Your ego of somebody swearing at you should not overtake the fact that millions of people are wanting to watch a game of football. And I think some referees lose that ability in their head. He swore at me, so I'm going to ruin the whole game and send him off. Like, egocentric, says DJ, exactly. Like, you know, you're a twat, mate, and your hair looks crap. Anyway, it's half time. Let's stop the clock, Matthew. Oh God, get rid of this idiot in the chat. Get out, Kartik, and never come back. Just an idiot question that he keeps asking. Nothing personal against the ref. The adrenaline, etc., just on full flow. It's not malicious towards the ref, says Christian. Exactly. You know, if you put a tackle in and the ref gives a foul, the amount of players that will go, oh, F off, ref, you're having a fucking laugh. That happens on every game. Every game that'll happen. And it's a farce. It's a farce. But he's ruined that half, really. What are we going to talk about at half time anyway? I'll tell you what we can talk about just very, very quickly. The excellence of Club Bruges to have it at 1-1 against Man City. They've done fantastically well. Sorry, let me just do this. So, chat. PSG are winning 2-1 at half time. Just having a look at a tweet here from James Ollie, who's a senior football writer at ESPN. He says, Liverpool deservedly in front, but the more I see that red card, the stranger it is. Cynical foul, clear yellow, but the referee just seemed to get irritated at being ignored and decided to send Felipe off. Not 2 yellows, a straight red. Yeah, that's my thing there. I just don't think that... it's I just don't get it. I think it's referees should be assessed on their mental behaviour as well, and that's just irrational to send somebody off like that in a game like this. Like I say, millions and millions of people watching it, and you let your ego run away because somebody's sworn at you or ignored you. It's a game of bloody football, mate. It's a yellow card. If he does a stupid tackle again, you send him off then. You don't send him off just because he doesn't come back to you after the bloody foul. You know, Billy Lyons, thank you for the super chat there. It just comes across as... we're going to see it at half-time anyway, but it just comes across as the referee acting like a twat, really. You know, oh, I've been ignored. He won't come back to me. Come here, come here. Like somebody said, he's acting like he's a bloody maths teacher. Swivel on it. The refs need to start giving post-match interviews explaining their decisions. They are never held accountable for their decisions, and it's ruined the game, says Paul. Raoul, not Paul. Yeah, look, I think Liverpool fans out there know they're going to win that game against 11 men anyway. They know they're going to qualify from the group, and they would, you know, some Liverpool fans will probably say, don't really care, I want to batter them, but I've got to be honest. I'll go back to that game that United played against Southampton. Was it February or January when we beat them 9-0? And yeah, it's nice to beat a team 9-0, but that game was over from them, and that red card was, and it was a red card, but that red card happened in the first 5 minutes, and I didn't really enjoy the game. You know, it was nice to score 9 goals, but it just you know, sometimes a red card's got to happen, and you have a go at the player and you say, you bloody idiot, that was reckless, that was a ridiculous tackle, but referees should always try to keep people on the pitch, and why not warn him? Why not just say, you know, if you do that again, you're off. But straight red card when they're losing 2-0, what's that doing for the consumer? Football's an entertainment sport. What does that do for the consumer? The referee feels like he's got a big pair of bollocks, but, you know, what does it do for the consumer? Just get yourself a Manscaped razor if you want to admire your balls. Will Ollie get the sack if he loses to Shitty, says Smart. I don't know, but we're going to be keeping a strong eye on the Man City game in the second half, because we've been talking a lot about the Liverpool game, and I think the Man City game is the game to keep an eye on in the second half, because obviously it's 1-1 in that game. So we'll keep an eye on Liverpool as well. Ref needs to start. You've done that one from Roll. Thanks for all the super chats that have been coming in as well. Appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Mark, it was 5-0. What are you talking about? Why is everyone saying 5-0? What are you talking about 5-0 for? I don't know what you're talking about. I've never mentioned anything about 5. What are you talking about? Won't someone think of the consumer? City have also been terrible the past few weeks. Even when they battered Brighton, they weren't playing that well. Yeah, I think that might be quite an interesting one as well. So yeah. Oh, right, okay. So we're being trolled by Liverpool fans who beat us 5-0, and yet I want Ollie to get sacked. I'm not bothered about losing to Liverpool. Not bothered at all. Manchester United have got bigger issues than losing to Liverpool at the moment. We've dominated the Premier League. You've won 1 Premier League title. Oh, we've won 5 European Cups, or 6 is it now? I've got no interest in anything to do with Liverpool versus Manchester United rivalry. It's the biggest rivalry we've got. I accept that, but I don't hate Liverpool. I'm not that sort of fan. I'm not like that. Liverpool are miles better than us. They've got better players, better coaches, better manager, better run club. They're better than us. So if it makes you feel better for going on about 5-0, I don't think there's many United fans it's actually going to wind up. So crack on, but you're on the wrong channel really. There is a United channel that's bitchy and idiotic, but it's not my United channel, so I'm not really that bothered by 5-0 in the chat. I'd rather, chat about football, which is what That's Football's all about. Ronaldo goal versus Liverpool best goal. Well, it was offside. Ronaldo not being able to play left wing is a myth. Ronaldo naturally occupies the left side when Cavani's on the field and they play better together. Well, that's a myth, Aaron, because that didn't happen yesterday. Mark, it's the rules. It's discontent. It's not discontent, it's dissent. So you fucked up there, Alex. Might be a big game, but by the letter of the law, it's a red. I think Felipe is an idiot for not just accepting it, says Alex Holt. Mate, this is why the referee will not be held accountable, because by the letter of the law, if you swear at the referee, you get sent off. So the referee's ruined that game. UEFA will back him. But if you're playing any game of football, whether it's Premier League, Pub League, and you say to the referee, oh, fuck off, ref, that's a red card, because it's foul and abusive language and it's dissent. But I'm telling you now, every level of football I've played, referees get sworn at. And good referees know that's just competitive people venting. And they don't do anything about it. And this referee has decided to do that. And I actually think genuine Liverpool fans will be a bit disappointed themselves, because it's taken away from the game a little bit. But Liverpool were going to win the game anyway. Of course they will. Of course they were. Potato Zone says, show respect to the ref. Simple as that. No excuses for it. Look, mate, the game's already over anyway. Liverpool are going to win it. But I'm just watching it back here. So there's the trip, and it's a yellow card. He's ran away quite a bit. He turns around. He keeps walking backwards. And then he sends him off. It's because he won't go back to him. It's as simple as that. It's because he doesn't come back to him. He runs away. Then he turns around. And I think the referee just doesn't like being ignored. I think that's what it's all about. He definitely doesn't give any foul and abusive language to him. No. What's all this bloody he swore at him? He doesn't swear at him at all. It's just dissent. It's pure and simply. There's no cursing there. You can't see any bloody cursing. But by the letter of the law, they'll say sent him off. Apparently there's a dodgy one in the red card. Okay. I see what that was all about. Uncle Fester sent you, didn't he? I'll have a stretch in a minute. Yeah, I do need a stretch. Actually, I will have a stretch now. Thank you very much to Aaron. Oh, I did need it, actually. Well, I tell you what, I don't think Club Bruges will get the result, but if they do get a result in the second half, it'll be very, very interesting. There's a dodgy red card in the Dortmund game. I do not like our Premier League referees very much, but I do think they're better than the continent. I think in the continent, they give more dodgy red cards, they give more dodgy handballs, and it always seems to be... I always go back to Nani in 2013? Must have been 2013. Sir Alex Ferguson's last Champions League game, Real Madrid, and he sent Nani off, and it was just never a red. That Turkish referee, I can't remember what his bloody name is. They just they're capable. It always seems to be in the Champions League where they're capable of these dodgy things, but the Premier League referees aren't that great. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Everybody's welcome. Our next watch along is going to be Liverpool against West Ham at West Ham on Sunday afternoon. Obviously, we'll have all the FIFA highlights, and the Premier League preview will be on Friday as well. I am thinking of doing a 2 o'clock watch along before the Liverpool West Ham game. Arsenal Watford's on the telly, but keeping an eye on Spurs Everton as well, because that's an interesting first game. Benitez against Conte. Will we see a... the interesting thing from a Spurs perspective is if they beat Everton and United lose to City, Spurs will be above United, 18 to 17 points. And then what Spurs have got 3 games after the international break where they could win all 3. So it's going to be very interesting. Eob says it shouldn't have been a red card. Look, I love having these conversations. As a United fan, I wouldn't want him to get sent off because I think it ruins the game. I understand if you're a Liverpool fan and you're happy with the red card, but realistically, you've got a bit of an inferiority complex there. You were going to win the game against 11 men anyway, so would you not rather see a better game of football? That's all I'm saying. And I don't care what the game is. I'd say that was a silly red card that you don't really want to see. But unless it's against City in the first 5 minutes on Saturday, I'm more than happy for it to be a red card if they just give it out dodgily like that. But I think in this sort of game, Liverpool are we're going to win anyway. So yeah, just looking at the half-time scores, Dortmund are beating Ajax. Leipzig, PSG 2-1 to PSG. Sporting beating Besiktas 3-0. Sheriff are 0-0 with Inter. Shakhtar obviously lost to Real Madrid. So Ten Hag is losing to Dortmund at the moment. Half time in that game. But Royce scored the penalty after Hummels had been sent off. And Ajax have had more of the ball. But Dortmund leading by 1-0 in that game at the moment. So second halves are about to kick off. Viva Ronaldo, running down the wing. Here United sing. Viva Ronaldo. Favourite comedy film? Well, funnily enough, I used to really like Dumb and Dumber many years ago. And it was on the telly the other day. So I watched it. And God, it's very basic now compared to the films that you get. But Dumb and Dumber, it just made me think of Solskjaer's managing. But I used to really like that when I was younger. And I would have been a lot younger then. I don't even know how old that film is actually, but yeah. Jim Carrey just went through a phase where he was on everything, didn't he? Cable Guy, Ace Ventura, Mask, Dumb and Dumber. Although one of my favourites Jim Carrey films is that one I can never remember the bloody name of. The Truman Show. Well, it's a cracking film, and it's not about comedy. It's brilliant. And The Pursuit of Happiness, I think he's in that as well. It's 2 very serious films, and Jim Carrey's in that. He's a talented guy. I think he might be a bit of a weird one in real life, but he's most actors are. Man City and Bruges have already kicked off. Liverpool's not kicked off yet. Obviously had a little bit more added time, so we'll go by the Liverpool clock, but we're just keeping an eye on Man City here at the moment. I think Ollie will be analysing this, thinking, Karaki, can we play like Club Bruges? Liar, liar. I quite liked Liar or Liar. I don't think I've ever seen Bruce Almighty, actually. Firmino's coming on for Liverpool at half-time. I used to really like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then I watched it a few years ago, and I was like, must have been an age thing. Autocorrect has made me look like a right mug there, Mark. In all fairness, UEFA referees do have big egos, it seems, and they love being in the highlight reel. Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. I do. EB23, I'll come to your super chat in a moment. I just want to start the clock for Liverpool. Suarez is having a chat with the ref. Leave me alone. I was right. Leave me alone. He ignored me. I hate being ignored. Is it a German ref, by the way? I'm going to look that up. Liverpool fan. I hate Atletico. Tapas. Burnley. Bunch of knobs. Knew we'd win. They got a red and now they got an excuse. Says EB23. I will tell you the referee is... Let's have a guess. Is he German? No, he might be Dutch. His name is Danny Mac Ellie. He's not Scottish. He's Dutch. He's a Dutch referee. And besides refereeing, he works as a police inspector in Rotterdam and as a referee coach for the Royal Dutch Football Association. He's been FIFA listed since he was 2011. Hey Mark, just a reminder, The Pursuit of Happiness was Will Smith. It's not the film I'm thinking of, Corbs. The Pursuit of Happiness is not the film I'm talking about then. Jim Carrey films. Kate Winslet is in it and it's brilliant. I would recommend it. It's a very good film. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that's what it's called. It's a brilliant, brilliant film, and I would highly recommend it. It got 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it... what did they give it? Can't see this. I can't see what they gave it on there. Don't know. Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind, very good film. I really liked it. If you like Truman Show, that's very good. You can't blame the ref for the game. Liverpool were already winning before Felipe got sent off. No, I know. Charlie, what planet are you on? I don't think anybody's saying that the refs cost Atletico Madrid a win. Just saying that the refs cost us watching a decent game of football. Shot caller is garbage. I still love it. How about Simeone to United? We need a fresh perspective, new culture with Conte out the equation. Why not? Says Mario. I liked shot caller. 3-0. Jota. I don't know how he ends up in that position. How would Mbappe do in the Prem? Says Combs. I don't know whether we'll see him in the Prem. Let's watch this back again. 3-0 to Liverpool. He's miles onside. So he's obviously... Let's have a look. It's Matip out from the back. He might be offside. He might be offside here. They're checking it on VAR, but I think he might be offside. Sail away with me, honey. I put your ass in my hand. That's abuse. That's not the lyrics. Sail away with me, honey, now. Now. Sail away with me. What will be, will be. I wanna hold you now. Now. Sail away. It was offside. It was offside. Goldbridge was right. I don't need the lines. I've got eyes. You missed my super chat, mate, says Carl. Oh well, sorry, Carl. I didn't mean to. See if I can still see it. Carl. Can't see it, Carl. Just sack Pat, says Bateman. Yeah, Alpha Popper. I always seem to watch that at Christmas. Just sack Pat. Mark, have you seen the video about Kyle Walker getting asked about Bernard Mendy? Just shows how clueless some of these reporters are about the club. No, Thomas Bennett, I haven't. You missed my super chat, mate, says Carl. Thanks, Carl. You've told us twice. Why don't you tell us what you asked in your super chat and then you'll get read out? Confirmed the red card was for the foul. That can't be. How can you give a red card for a foul in that halfway through the Liverpool's own half? Anyone seen Halloween Kills? I've just read the synopsis. I couldn't be asked to go and watch it. It's one of them films I thought I'll watch it when it comes out on video. Would it take Mancini at United? I do like Mancini, but United would never go for him anyway, so I can easily say yes. Mark, you forgot Cole's super chat. I know. That'll be going through my head as I drop off tonight. I'll just drop off and then I'll go, shit, I forgot Cole's super chat. Damn it. Halloween Kills was dreadful. I mean, look, the trouble is with all these reboots. It's like, I remember watching Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street when I was about 12, and it shit me up. I couldn't sleep for a week. I just didn't want to go to sleep. And if you know that film. If you watch it now, you'd laugh your bloody head off. I mean, Freddy's more of a bloody comedy character. He's hilarious. He's like a comedy character, but back then it wasn't like that. And here's Salah. Oh, he's going to score. No, he doesn't. Great save by Oblak, and they clear it out. I thought he was going to score another cracking goal there, Salah. I don't know how he didn't. But they reboot these films, don't they? They'll redo the original. They'll do Freddy 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Freddy's Revenge. Freddy on Holiday. Freddy's Christmas Special. Freddy Gets Married. Freddy Crimes Everest. Because it's all about money, isn't it? It's like Marvel and Star Wars. They keep coming up with these extra characters because it's all about money. Lovely ball over the top to Mahrez on the back post, puts the cross in. That's what happens when you haven't got a number 9, Mahrez. And now they scored, City. They've scored this time. Mahrez put a cross in a couple of seconds ago. Nobody was in the middle. Then they put a cross in on the back post, and Mahrez does score this time. It's Mahrez. And City have got the breakthrough. And I can confirm there's been a statement released by UEFA. About the violent conduct, which I'll read for you in a moment. It's a lovely cross by... Is it Foden who puts the cross in? Somebody let me know in the chat. Lovely cross. It's Cancelo. It's a lovely cross by Cancelo. They're queuing up on the back post, actually. Mahrez heads it in, but Bernardo Silva would have headed it in if not. 2-1. Different kind of goal for Man City there. G'day, Mark from Australia. Hope you're well. Says Jared. I'm very good, mate. What time is it over there? Shot Caller was an unexpectedly brilliant film, says Jodie. I liked it. I love it. That was on Saturday. I didn't know what film to watch, and it was some of you lot who suggested it, and it was really good. Liverpool could win this game about 10-0. Mark, you need to find the clip of Walker getting asked about a player who doesn't even exist. Just search Kyle Walker Mendy on Twitter, says Thomas Bennett. He said Thomas Mendy. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And Renate says, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, Renate, who is one of our moderators over from the United Stand. So, Chris Williams has said that UEFA have confirmed Felipe got sent off for violent conduct. Violent conduct is when a player uses or attempts to use excessive force or brutality against an opponent when not challenging for the ball, or against a teammate, official, spectator. In addition, a player who, when not challenging for the ball, deliberately strikes an opponent or any other person on the head or face with the hand or arm is guilty of violent conduct. The plot thickens. Weird. So he sent him off for the tackle on Mane. That's just a load of bollocks. He sent him off for being... He sent him off for being dissent, didn't he? Sail away with me, honey. Mark, would you give your blessing for the Super League if it meant Ollie got the sack? No! Karen took the kids. You should just get the sack anyway. We shouldn't have to have a Super League for it. And Tommy Jones says, I'd love to see the Champions League group stage like how the World Cup and Euros are. 3 games instead of 6. I might sound silly. Be more upset, says Tommy. Money, 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 money. Goal for Liverpool. Suarez. 2-1. Now, that's put a cat amongst the pigeons. Suarez shoots, it deflects, and it goes in. Past Alisson. Suarez, 2-1. Could have been 3-0, it's 2-1. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? If you were the owner of Newcastle, who are the first 4 players you would bring to the club, says AJ. Remind me and I'll come back to that. But deflected shot by Suarez from the edge of the box. It's not going in. Deflects off Matip, and Alisson can't save it. Sorry, it's not a goal for Liverpool. I'm so used to Suarez scoring for Liverpool. It's a goal for Atletico. Madrid. Oh, they're having a goal review again. It's offside. What? How is it offside? How can it be offside? God, I'm missing things tonight. I need to blow my nose. Mark, the tackle was a red because it had bad intentions. He deliberately kicked. Could have broken his legs. Bollocks. Eaton, you've spent $5 talking out your arse. You could have just gone for a shit. He hasn't sent him off for that, mate. He hasn't sent him off for that. He sent him off because he walked away from him and it annoyed him. If he'd have stood right next to him after that foul, he'd have given him a yellow card. 100%. Oh, it's offside from the free kick just before. A bit confusing, but it was offside. Cristiano and Messi at the moment. I've done that one already. Yeah. Have a stretch, Mark, says Steve Locke. So half an hour to go in these games. I'll tell you what, the Atletico Madrid goal would have made it a little bit more interesting, wouldn't it? But Liverpool have had a lot of chances to make it 3-0 as well. Who scored for City? Mahrez has got the second goal. First goal was a tap-in for Foden. Club Bruges equalised from a deflected goal. So City don't... Be very careful with this now. Get your recorders ready. I'm still going to say it. City don't strike me as the sort of team that's going to smash somebody. And the reason I say that is because I've watched them for the last hour. And they're a very good possession side. But they just don't create chance after chance after chance after chance. But of course, they've still got De Bruyne to come back into the team. What's your favourite horror movie? Mine's Saw, says Noah. I used to watch those Saw films, and then it just got a bit weird, you know. Hi Mark, going to the game on Saturday and I've absolutely no clue what to expect. Love the channel, says Gail. No, I've got no idea in that one as well. It's a derby, it's at Old Trafford, 75,000 fans. I think people are thinking if Ollie loses he'll get the sack, so he definitely won't lose. You know, the one thing we'd say about the Liverpool game is that I don't think anybody thought he would get the sack if he lost to Liverpool, but he should have done. Mark, when will you have Romano on the show to ask him about Ollie's situation? Really want him gone ASAP, says Smam. I don't need Romano on the show to tell you what the answer to that would be. The answer to that would be that this week is, Solskjaer's not out the woods yet. But he will be after the Man City game if he doesn't lose. Mark, I wish Pep was our manager. He always shows so much passion for the game. Well, I can hope. If not Pep, then Zidane. Just not Ollie anymore, says Tracy Taylor. Yep, I agree. No, look, of course City could score 4 or 5 goals against United, but what I'm saying is they don't look like a team that's got loads of goals in them at the moment. They don't look... Maybe it's the Palace result. Maybe they just look a bit... Thing is about with Pep though, you don't want them too hot tonight. You know, you almost want them to be playing 3rd or 4th gear, and then the real bounce back from the Palace result to be against United. City can't afford to lose to United. They've got 20 points. They're 5 points off Chelsea. They can't let that get any bigger. Would I take Eddie Howe at United? No. Brian, no! Stop mentioning bad managers to come to Manchester United. We've already got one. Apparently Eddie Howe might be going to Newcastle though. Sorry, I've just remembered that question. What 4 players would I take at Newcastle? Well, I'd start with what I know. I'd raid United, like Lingard, Martial. I'd try and get Donny as well. And I'd try and get Eric Bailly. I mean, I think those 4 players would massively improve Newcastle and don't play for United. So those 4 straight away. And I'm speaking from experience on those players as well. But Eric Bailly would, considering, look, Newcastle aren't going to win the league next year. So Eric Bailly for a couple of years, Eric Bailly is definitely a top half of the table centre-back in the Premier League. You can get your top 4 as well. So Eric Bailly would be good. Martial the same. Lingard has already proven himself in the Prem, and Donny van der Beek I think is a gem in the rough at the moment. Dean Henderson would be a good goalkeeper as well. So I mean, look, I'm giving you loads of United players, but that's mainly because there's a lot of United players who aren't being used. I'm sure there's players at other clubs. Do you think? Oh, cracking shot there from Van Dijk. Do you think Arteta could win the title with United squad? Asking as an Arsenal fan. He'd need to buy a CDM, Ice Mooney. I think this United squad, I predicted United would finish 3rd at the start of the season, and that was before it went really bad. So even if United did really well, I still think we'd probably finish 2nd or 3rd. I don't think we could win the title. We could do a lot better than what we're doing, and we should be doing a lot better than what we're doing. But Hamad says, what's your opinion on Fellaini? You know what? Fellaini, I never liked him as a United player, but I can admit that he did used to put a lot of effort in, and he did have his uses. I mean, somebody on the show last night said Scott McTominay's the Scottish Fellaini, and I get what they mean, because McTominay does have his uses, but he's just not... I think my problem with McTominay is he's just not my sort of player. I just don't like big, tall midfielders. I was trying to think of a big, tall midfield. Here's a question. Here's a That's Football question for you then. I was thinking about this earlier. Was Steve Bruce United's best sweeper? Says no. No. And I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, I just don't like tall midfielders. They just don't. I like a midfielder that's got a good low sense of gravity, like a Roy Keane or someone like that. I like them to be tenacious. I don't like the tall, gangly midfielder. And I know Paul Pogba's 6'3", but Pogba's probably the exception to the rule. I was trying to think of midfielders that I like that are tall, and I don't really like many of them. It's nothing to do with the individual. I just don't like tall midfielders. But there are exceptions to the rule. You're right. Paul Pogba's one. I seem to remember. Let's have a look how tall he was before I say it. I really liked him. I just want to see how tall he was. Stefan Effenberg, 6'2". I liked him at Bayern Munich. Very, very good midfielder. Effenberg. Vieira's another one as well. Yaya Toure apparently was very tall. Fabinho's tall. There are exceptions to the rule, but I think with Fellaini and McTominay, their height is very obvious. I tell you what I think it is. It might not even be that they're tall. They're just not particularly good on the ball. They don't look good on the ball. And is their height a reason for that? Well, it can be. Dennis Wise definitely wasn't tall. Jesus is about to come on for Man City. Man City. Yeah, but have no doubt about it. Pep Guardiola will be wanting to beat United, and he'll want to beat us 3 or 4-0. Not because he'll want to do it because it's United, but he'll also want to do it because Liverpool did it, and he'll be thinking about goal difference. He will definitely want to win the game anyway, but he will definitely not be thinking a point's a good point because Liverpool have already been and won there. And when you're thinking about the league title, you've got to be thinking about what everyone else is doing. And, you know, Liverpool beat Palace at home. Man City have lost to Palace at home. Liverpool have beaten United at Old Trafford. Man City don't want to be getting a worse result than that. Grealish has gone off for Jesus. And Sterling's coming on as well for, I think it was Bernardo Silva. You can make Maraz. You can make 5 subs, can't you, in the Champions League? How many years do you think it will take for United to win the league, says Cameron? How long's a piece of string? You know? Do you think Grealish is a flop for 100 million? You know what, Paddy? I was literally just about to bring up a conversation about Grealish. Now, you can go back to what I said at the start of this stream. The reason I've been wanting to watch Man City tonight is because, obviously, we're playing them on Saturday. I didn't watch the game against Palace. I've not watched much of Man City this season. So, I can't say that Grealish has been a flop because I haven't seen enough of Man City. So, I would be beholden to the chat there. What has he been like? Is Jack Grealish a £100 million player? No. Brian Nash, welcome to the Members Club. Is Jack Grealish a £1 million player? No. Never in a million years. But that's what they had to play to get him out of Villa. Because Villa would not have expected... I think Jack Grealish was a £70 million player. But Villa never would have took 70 million. So to get him, City had to pay 100 million quid. Again, it's a little bit like, do you want to pay 100 million pounds and get him, or do you want to offer 70 million and not get him? So he's overpriced, but that doesn't make him a flop. I think he's a weird signing. I do think he's a weird signing, but you know, Pep Guardiola wants you and wants to spend 100 million pounds on you. He obviously sees something in him, doesn't he? He'll go and score a hattie now on Saturday lunchtime. But to be honest with you, I'd be more scared of Mahrez and Sterling than I would be with Grealish in the team. The Huss says Loftus-Cheek is a great tall centre midfielder. I don't know why my nose has gone all thing. Oxlade-Chamberlain's coming off injured. Another injury-prone player, isn't he? Vieira, 6'4", best tall Premier League midfielder. Yeah, he's fantastic, Brian. Yeah. I think the thing is, if you're tall, it's not easy to be good on the ball. And I think Vieira's good on the ball, and he was tall. Effenberg was another one. Pogba's good on the ball, but it's very difficult the taller you are. I mean, look, I told you this story before. I always wanted to play off the wing. I always liked taking people on. From the age of about 11 till 14, I wanted to play on the wing. I wanted to be an attacking midfielder. That's where I wanted to play. And my granddad, who got me into United and was, you know, he used to manage teams and all sorts. He was obsessed with football. He said to me, "You need to change position because you're going to be 6'4", because I was 6 foot at 14, and I used to like you know, you didn't have the internet in them days. So I used to like buy Match magazine, and it'd have people's height and weight. And I'd look at people like McManaman. I always thought McManaman was tall, but I think McManaman was 6 foot or something like that, or 5'11". So I was like, Man City have just scored a goal, by the way. So I ended up moving into the midfield and sort of played as a sweeper as well. But I never grew bigger than 6 foot, so I could have stayed on the wing. But Sterling scored straight away here. Let me just watch it back. It's from that left-hand side again. Patience by City. Look at this. One touch into Gundogan. Oh, Sterling's... It's a lovely goal. Lovely team goal by Man City, that. Foden's ball into Gundogan is perfect. They make it look... That's where City make it look through so easy now. Great goal. Yeah, 3-1 City. I think Atletico Madrid have been trying to get a Liverpool player sent off all night. It's not gonna happen. Oh my God. Trying to get Henderson sent off for that. He didn't bloody do anything. And I think he might have booked him. He was given a foul. There's nothing in that at all. No, nothing happens to the free kick. There's a lovely goal, George Hunter from City. And that's where United will have to be careful against City. Runners from the midfield and ball on the ground. City are not going to hurt you with crosses into the box high. That's not what City are all about. They like to keep the ball on the ground. Pass and move. Triangles. Runners. Saeed, thank you. I wish we had a decent coach, not Ollie. Look, my early assessment on the Manchester derby is that Man United will sit in and City will have a lot of ball trying to pass through a back eight. And then we'll try and hit them on the break. Now, whether Pep falls for that again, we've used that and beaten them in the past. But apparently, I've not been having a look at the other scores, actually. Let's have a look. So, it's... PSG is still 2-1 against Leipzig. Dortmund is still 1-0 against Ajax. Sporting are 4-0 up against Besiktas, and Inter Milan are beating Sheriff 2-0. Apparently it's 1-1 in the Ajax game, actually. Welcome to the Members Club, Nor. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $ if you want to. Here we go. Atletico Madrid could get a goal here. Terrible shot. Herrera. Atletico Madrid have done alright, actually, you know, considering they've got 10 men. It's 1-1 in the Ajax-Dortmund game. Tadic has scored with his third leg, says Izzy. Okay. Can only imagine what happened there. All sorts of... The mind boggles. If Leipzig lose, they're out of the Champions League and they're into the Europa League, says Josh. Very hard group for them, isn't it? Firmino's come off now. He only just came on, so is that an injury problem for Firmino? Minamino's coming on. I wasn't a bad player in my time, Aaron. I was all right. I mean, look, like everybody, I had trials. Everyone. It's one of them things, isn't it? Everyone had trials when they're growing up. I had trials at Peterborough and Northampton Town. Which, you know, they weren't Premier League clubs by any stretch of the imagination, but wasn't to be. Fair play to those players that make it. I know why I didn't make it. I was a very different person in my teens to what I am now. I just didn't really believe in myself or have people around me to, you know, do that. So, and ultimately, I probably just wasn't quite good enough as well. But you know, it is what it is. Hey Mark, are you worried if Liverpool win the Premier League, by the way? Nice hoodie. Where is it from? Sneak Energy Drinks, who sponsor my Twitch streams. So, in fact, if you ever buy any Sneak Energy stuff, which you can go to their website, just put Sneakbridge on any of your checkout codes so they know that you've referred from here. Or you can just watch one of my Twitch streams. What team would you sign for if you made it in a professional league? Manchester United. Although, I'd have played for anybody when I was 14. I remember I nearly got a trial at Sheffield Wednesday, and I was just proper excited about playing for them. It was like, because they were a Division 1 team at the time, or would it have been Premier League? It would have been Premier League, wouldn't it? It's always that question, isn't it? You know, when people say, you know, you can be a professional footballer, but you have to play for Liverpool your whole career. Okay. I mean, I support Manchester United, but the chance to be a professional footballer, of course I'm going to go and play for Liverpool. I mean, some people wouldn't, but of course I would. Jamie Carragher's an Everton fan, he went to Liverpool. John Terry's a Man United fan, he played for Chelsea. You know, apparently Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I don't know how true this is, I remember a few years ago, somebody said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a Liverpool fan as a kid. Well, so what? So what? All I ever wanted to be was a professional footballer, and I would have played for any professional football club. Rochdale, Liverpool. I'd have gone and played in bloody Norway. You know, I'd love to have done it. Your prediction for the Champions League in 2020 and 2020 World Cup, 2022 World Cup, no. Champions League's very difficult, but I would say the Champions League winners this year probably are going to be English again. So I would say Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City. I don't think PSG will be... Maybe Bayern Munich. I don't think PSG are going to do it. I don't think they are. As for the World Cup, it's always difficult because you don't know how good the South American teams are. But I would say Italy, France... I don't know. Rooney was an Everton fan, yeah. Luke Shaw's a Chelsea fan, yeah. Belgium are never going to win a World Cup. They're not even as good as they was. Zinchenko's coming on for Kyle Walker with 10 minutes to go here. Belgium won't win anything. Roberto Martinez isn't even a very good coach. I mean, you know what? That would be typical United. Sack Ollie and get Roberto Martinez in. I'd cry. You know, that's one thing. Everyone says sack Ollie. Imagine if they got a complete Wally in, like Roberto Martinez or Gareth Southgate. Like, knowing United, they'd sack Ollie and get a crap manager in. There are certain managers I'd keep Ollie for. I don't rate Roberto Martinez. I really don't, and I don't rate Southgate either. Do you think Poch will suit United tactically? Well, the thing about that, Said, is that what's Ollie doing tactically that you'd say, oh, I don't fancy Poch? Like, this is the thing. When people say, well, I don't know whether I want Poch because I don't know whether he suits us tactically, or I don't really want Conte because he plays a back five. It's not like, you know, what we're doing at the moment. Thoughts on Javier Hernandez? I liked him. Rig. I liked Javier Hernandez. Scored some important goals for us. Proper goal scorer. I don't think he suited the modern game that much. His build-up play wasn't great, but as a goal scorer, he's probably a bit behind his time, really. You know, some people say players are ahead of their time. I think Hernandez was probably a bit late for his time. If Javier Hernandez had played around the time in the early 90s when you had people like Gary Lineker and he'd probably retired then by then actually, but you know, like, I'm just trying to think of, you know, Darren Bent, those sort of strikers. That's what Javier Hernandez was like. He wasn't very good on the build-up play. He was just a pure penalty box striker. Hi Mark, would you rather have Klopp or Pep? I'd rather have Klopp, Envy. I think it's a very good question because I think a lot of people would say Pep, which is fine. I don't think Pep's worse than Klopp. I just prefer Klopp's style of management and style of football. Some people will like the possession of Pep. I prefer the more direct way of Klopp playing. And I'm not saying he's like bloody Tony Pulis. I'm just saying that the Liverpool way of playing is more direct than Pep. I prefer Klopp to Pep, but they're both the best. For me, they're probably the two best managers in the world, aren't they? And Javier Hernandez is still scoring goals in the MLS for LA Galaxy, says Muscles. There we go. Nani's still playing in the MLS, isn't he? I mean, he's proper fit. You know, I follow him on Instagram, and he's still really ripped. Like, you know, Chicharito is the whole reason I started supporting United, says Red Harlow. Yeah, and the great thing about Hernandez was the Mexican fans. That's what I really wanted us to get Lozano, because they love their football in Mexico, and you know, there's a lot of United fans in Mexico because of Javier Hernandez. I was always stunned that United, being the corporate monster that they are, never went for Pulisic, because like the American market's massive as well. Lovely cross that, keeper's got it from Oblak. Ronaldinho or Brazilian Ronaldo, says Gomez. I'd say the Brazilian Ronaldo, but Ronaldinho was very good. Oh, look at the children. Castro doesn't live in Mexico, does he? I always thought Castro lived in like New York or something. Chicharito, I know he probably is Mexican, but I didn't think he lived in Mexico. I'm really good at predictions. I predict we will lose to City, Chelsea and Arsenal and we'll beat Watford. That puts us mid-table after Chelsea, says Raven. He's really good at predictions, Raven. Chicharito made me fall in love with United as a Chivas fan, says Troops FC. And lots of people saying that in the chat. He lives in Texas. There you go. What's in the cup, mate? Hot water. Here's Salah. Oh, Salah's like... I know Salah's always been a brilliant player, but the way he's skipping past players this season, he's well on it. Ever do a darts watch along at Christmas, Marks? You know, Christmas for me, it's... I'm one of the few people that don't like the darts being on at Christmas, because I like the darts, but at Christmas I'm always busy doing stuff, whether it's family or just getting pissed, watching films and stuff. So I never really watch the darts, even though I really like it. I firmly think the darts should go on in like late January when no one else has got anything else to do and they could really enjoy it. I think it's a bit of a shame that they do it over Christmas. Keane says, I'm actually quite confident United are going to beat City. I wouldn't say I'm confident, Keane, but I know what you're on about. It's a derby. Anything can happen in a derby. Everyone's expecting Ollie to lose. This has happened before. The only thing I would say is you've got to be careful about this has happened before, so I think we'll win. Because we went into the Liverpool game thinking that, and we got absolutely hammered. You know, we are shit. So, but when you've got Ronaldo in your team, here's Salah again, anything can happen. I haven't seen the Fulham score. I'm going to have a quick look now. That's from Sam Cohen. Piano player scored for Inter. Another snake, says Said. Let's have a look. Sail away with me, honey. I put your 7-0 to Fulham against Blackburn away from home. Fulham are playing really well. Wilson's doing wonders for Fulham. They're going to come straight back up, aren't they? They're in second place behind Bournemouth. They're going to come straight back up. And guess who's in third? West Brom. I mean, Coventry are doing bloody brilliant, you know. 4th place, Coventry. That is bloody fantastic from Coventry, you know. It's Salah again. I just want to check something here. It's 3. No, there's a foul. Mark Robins is probably the best ex-Manchester United player-manager, isn't he? Seriously. Mark, how does Tuchel play possession dominating football when he sets up 5 at the back, says Lul. Ask him. I'm not his assistant coach. But the way Chelsea play a back 5 is very different to the way Solskjaer tries to play a back 5. I mean, his wing backs, he sometimes plays Hudson-Odoi there. Here's Man City with a break. They've got a 3v2. So not. Oh no, he's not. He's messed that up, Sterling. It's not 3-0. What a fantastic job Mark Robins is doing at Coventry, though. 4th in the Championship. Ajax have made it 2-1. Haller. I wanna make you holler, and you can say my name. Na 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 na. Crap. Spice Girls song. I'm just going to check the groups actually. Ajax will go top with 12 and qualify. Dortmund are in second place with 6. Sporting would go joint with them. Good save by Oblak again. Hey Mark, off topic, but what's your favourite Oasis and Springsteen songs? Love the channels. I can't do a favourite Oasis song, mate, because it changes all the time, Josh. I mean, I do like Listen Up, and I do like Rocking Chair, and I do like Let's All Make Believe, which are all B-sides. Springsteen, Can't Start a Fire Without a Spark. I love it. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun is for hire. Even when you're just dancing in the dark. And what am I holding in my hands? Bonfire night, sparklers. That's what I do. I stand there with a, you know them things you had as a kid where you can do, look at me, I'm doing letters in the night sky. Look at me, I did an S. That's me with my sparklers. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. And I'm doing that with my sparklers. Anyway, enough of that. Palmer will soon become a better player than Greenwood because he has better coaching, says Toshingo. Did you see Ryan Reynolds at the West Ham game, Wrexham game? Yeah. Solihull Moors are above Wrexham. Sit down. Well, some United fans don't agree with me, but I don't think Greenwood's developed at all since he was 17. And what I mean by that is, obviously he's got physically developed, but I don't think he's learning anything about how to develop his game. He was a fantastic player at 17 who could score off both feet, and you know, but I don't think he's learning about the game because I don't think the coaches are good enough to teach him about the game, and I don't think Rashford's learning about the game either. You know, Rashford's a very, very good player. I think he could be a lot better under a Pep or a Klopp, and I think the same with Greenwood. I think their game is brilliant, but I think they could be better players with better coaches. But people say, oh, of course he's developed, he's scoring goals. I think a lot of that's down to his natural talent. The whole point about natural... You look at Ronaldo when he came to Manchester United. He was a player that did loads of step-overs, and we turned him into one of the best players in the world through coaching and development. I don't think these players are getting development. I really don't. I mean, people say, well, he developed McTominay. Well, what's McTominay all about? McTominay's strongest asset is, you know, physicality, passion, energy. You don't develop that. Where's his ability to play a 5-yard pass and beat the press? Where's his ability to track the runners? I don't think we're developing players. I really don't. I would take down going to Ollie to get fired because surely we're not making Champions League next year. Standards on the floor, says Philemon. And are you up for starting a GoFundMe to pay off the remainder of Ollie's contract? I'll throw in a fiver, says Matt Fry. So it looks like this is going to finish 3-1 to City and 2-0 to Liverpool. I mean, to be fair, the second half's not been too bad considering Atletico Madrid have been down to 10 men. Man City in the second half, I mean, 1-1 at half-time. Club Bruges were doing quite well, but second half City have just been better than them. Interestingly, from City, I don't think they've given enough away for United fans to go, oh, they don't look very good or anything like that. I'd say City have probably played third or fourth gear. They've definitely got more gears. De Bruyne has come on as well, so he'll surely play in the second half. Lovely play here. If this goes in, it does. It's 4-1. Sterling, Jesus, sorry. So City have managed to get 4 goals here tonight. 4-1 to City. Does it worry me about Sunday? Not really. I sort of predicted they would win this game by around that sort of scoreline anyway. But they've just got so much quality. Jesus has come off the bench. Grealish came off. Mahrez came off. Sterling came on. De Bruyne has come on. You know, they've just got so much quality. It's going to be very interesting to see how they line up. Better coach, better players. But we've got the home advantage and 75,000 fans, and we need to not get beaten. And I tell you what, he's had a very good game tonight for Man City as well. Cancelo. He's been good, hasn't he? Why is it 4-3 to Bruges? I did it on purpose. It's all a big joke. I think Atletico Madrid have just got a goal back as well. No, over the bar. The quickest comeback you've ever seen from Club Bruges. Get it right. Good win for City. That game's over. It's 4-1. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's fire. Ajax are winning 2-1. Apparently we've got a penalty in the Leipzig game. Leipzig penalty. We'll keep an eye on that. Still going in the Liverpool game. Matip's just given a foul away on Kuna. Bit of a quick turnaround for Man City as well. Saturday lunchtime, Wednesday night. Remember, Ollie moaned about that last season. Although we were in Turkey on the Wednesday night and then had to play Everton away on the Saturday. So a bit different to playing at home to Club Bruges and then going down the road to play United. So, yeah. Leipzig with a penalty. Interesting thing about Leipzig, they'll be out of Europe altogether. They won't even be in the Europa League. So free kick here late for Atletico Madrid. Trippier might fancy this. He scored one of these in the World Cup a few years ago. Nope. Over the bar. From De Paul. I mean, there's another player I don't understand why we were looking at him. Trippier. I don't rate Trippier that much. I think he's okay, but what United were looking to buy Trippier for, I don't know. Ollie again. Leipzig score 2-2. Does it make a massive difference? PSG would go to 8 points. Leipzig could go to 1 point. Man City go to 9 points. Leipzig are only playing for third place. PSG and Man City qualify. Even though they've got each other to play. Oh no, they don't qualify because Club Bruges could still catch them. So Leipzig can't catch them basically. Do you think Liverpool can win the Champions League this year, says Mitch Jensen? Yes, I do. I'm not going to say they will, but I do think they can win it. Here's something interesting. I saw something the other day. It was the French League Team of the Week, and there was no PSG players in it. What's that all about? But they are top of the league, 31 points. They're running away with it. They're 8 points clear at the top. And Lille, who are the champions, are in 12th. That league is a joke. It really is a joke. Why would Poch get the sack? They're going to qualify from the Champions League and he's top of the league by a massive amount. Massive amount. Lille sold all their players. 2-0 full time to Liverpool. Foden's already given his match reaction, actually. It's on the small screen there. Look, so that's it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. I've got Premier League preview coming up on Friday. There's something going up on my channel tomorrow, the Mark Goldbridge channel. We will be doing Liverpool against West Ham as a watch along on Sunday. And obviously my FIFA career highlights will keep coming up on the channel as well. Cancelo was brilliant, Nicholas. He got 3 assists. He played really, really well. Nearly scored a goal himself. He was the one who hit the post, I think. So really good performance from him. Good performance from Liverpool. That qualifies them in top position. 4 wins from 4. So Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool doing it in Europe and doing it in the Prem at the moment. They are the teams. So there you go. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I'll be back on the United stand tomorrow. In fact, I'm previewing the derby tomorrow. So check me out on there. Have a good night, good day, whatever you're doing. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for joining me on the stream. I really enjoyed it.